dear student, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's start with the fourth part of We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together, written by Gordon Cook and Alan Est. In this video, we are going to talk about so many short questions along with long questions. Before talking about these questions, subscribe my channel by rating like, share and comment. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together is really a great or adventurous story how Gordon Cook along with his family set his sail from Plymouth, England to duplicate the round the world voyage made 200 years earlier by Captain James Cook. And for this purpose of the last 16 years, he had spent all his leisure time to owning seafaring skills. And he had made wave walker. It was professionally built and he tested it in the roughest weather he could find. 1,05,000 kilometer journey he passed pleasantly, which he started from the west coast of Africa to Cape Town. It was for the 3 years, and from there onward he took two crewmen, Whistle and half sailors, to help them tackle one of the world's roughest sea, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Indian Ocean. When they moved out from the Cape Town, it was the second day when they encountered strong gales. He said that the gales were not the problem, but the size of the wave was alarming. That was up to the 15 meter as high as their main mast. On January 2nd, his wave walker was struck with an enormous wave. And with this collision, the torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. With this, he accepted his approaching death because he was losing his consciousness and he felt quite faithful. There was water everywhere. He could feel that the ship had water below. Larry and Hub were pumping like madmen. Sue pointing to his big bump above her eyes. His hand pump and electric pump short-circuited. They couldn't make contact with Mayday calls, which was not surprising in this remote corner of the world. On January 3rd, the pumps had the water level sufficiently under control for them to take 2 hours rest in rotation. They had survived for 15 hours since the wave hit, but Wave Walker wouldn't hold together long enough for them to reach Australia. He checked his charts and calculated that there were 2 small islands a few hundred kilometers to the east. One of them was Isle Amsterdam, which was a French scientific base and was the only hope of their survival. On January 4th, after 36 hours of continuous pumping, they took their first meal in almost 2 days. But their respite was short. Black clouds began building behind them. Weather continued to deteriorate throughout the night, and by dawn on January 5, their situation was again desperate. Here, his children showed great courage, great patience and boldness, who were not afraid to die even. Sue gave him a card to say thank you and let's hope for the best. Captain Cook instructed the Larry to steer a course of 185 degrees, and with this he said that if we were lucky, we could expect to see the island at about 5 p.m. Same day, he woke up at 6 p.m. and growing dark. At the same time, his children came and wanted to hug him because he had found the island. They said that you were the best daddy and the best captain of the world. He rushed on deck and gazed with relief at the stark outline of the Isle of Amsterdam. It was only a bleak piece of the volcanic rock with little vegetation, the most beautiful island in the world. They anchored offshore for the night, and the next morning all the 28 inhabitants of the island cheered as they helped them ashore. He said that with land under my feet again, my thoughts were full of Larry and her, who remained cheerful and optimistic under the direst stress, and of Mary, who stayed at the wheel for all those crucial hours. Most of all, I was thinking about my 7-year-old girl who did not want us to worry about a head injury because that time he was busy to saving oil. Right? Which subsequently took 6 minor operations to remove the recurring blood clot between skin and skull, and of a 6-year-old boy who was not afraid to die. Dear student, that was something about the text. Now, there are some short questions. See yourself. Dear student, these were some important short questions which prepare us to answer the long questions also. There are some long questions which is very important. List the steps taken by the captain to protect the ship when rough weather figure. Answer of this question is that captain slowed down the speed of the boat. They dropped the storm jib and struck heavy rope in a loop and double lashed every object to protect wave walker in the gigantic wave storm. And what are the steps taken by the captain to check the flooding of the water in the ship? After the wave storm, the water was gushing in the ship. With each wave, the captain took the hammer, screw, and canvas and made timely repairs. He managed to stretch canvas and waterproof hatch covers across the hole. Now they had only to keep pace with the still incoming water. How to describe the mental condition of the voyagers on 4th and 5th January? Yes, on January 4, 1976, the crew were left with few centimeters of water in the ship. Now they had only to stop still incoming water with the waves. Now, after 36 hours of pumping water, they got relief and they had their first meal, but soon black clouds and wind back. The sea storm went on, becoming furious throughout the night. On January 5, Voyager's situations became desperate. The captain went in the cabin to cheer up the children. His little son said that he was still not afraid to die. The captain had no words to answer on hearing these words from them. Captain determined to fight the sea with all his strength and with all that he had. In the evening, captain sat with his wife holding her hand. Both felt on seeing the situation the end was very near. That was their mental condition on 4th and 5th January. Describe the ships in the narration of the event as indicated in the 3 section of the text. Dear student, it has been divided into 3 parts. And the first section, the first part was where Captain James Cook set sail with his wife and 2 children on a round the world voyage in 3 years. For the last 16 years, time he spent on sharpening and honing their seafaring skills. They tested all the weather in their profession and built ship wave walker. Starting journey in July, they reached Cape Town happily in December. There he hired 2 crew for their help to face the challenge in southern Indian Ocean. Second section let us know that from the second day to weeks gale and 15 to 20 meters waves hit the wave walker. On 1st January, the weather was a 30-meter high wave hit the Voyage and broke it. It also broke captain's ribs and injured his 7-year-old daughter. They protected the ship by pumping water for 36 hours. Repair work were done by the captain. For the last 2 days, they could not eat meal. Again, storm appeared on January 4. Throughout day and night, no change take place. The captain and his wife thought the end was near. Third section let us know that on January 6, the captain woke up at 6 p.m. The children cheered and hugged the daddy, the best captain, because he found the island Amsterdam. On January 7 morning, all the 28 inhabitants of the island helped the voyagers ashore. It is the most beautiful island in the world. That was the shift in narration in 3 sections of this text. What difference did you notice between the reaction of the adults and the children when faced with danger? Yes, the adults started making preparations to overcome the danger facing them in the southern Indian Oceans. The captain took crewmen to help them in time of need. When they caught in gale and high waves, they slowed down the wave walk to protect it. The captain and his wife hung on the wheel, though captain injured badly. They did not lose their courage. The crewmen were cheerful under stress and pumping throughout 36 hours. The captain timely repair saved them from the mouth of death. The children did not become panicked. The Suzanne had a big bump above her eyes. Above all, the boy John told his father that he was not afraid to die. Children's courage and patience was superb when faced with dangers. It boosted up the morale of the elder person. How does the story suggest that optimism helps to endure the direst stress? Before the wave storm struck Wave Walker, the endless sea rolled towards them. The captain, being hopeful of the safety of ship, he slowed it down by dropping storm chip. The children, captain, his wife and crewmen more oil, skills and the life jackets, so they were prepared for facing the situation. There was water everywhere on the ship. The ship's main frame were damaged. It would not hold together long enough up to Australia. The crewmen Harry and Hobby were cheerful under most horrible pressure and for 36 hours continuously pumped out water. 6-year-old boy was still not afraid. What lesson do we learn from such hazardous experience when we are face to face with death? Yes, it is a teamwork in the sea storm that helps fight the sea successfully. Every member of the ship during storm must keep their morale high and boost up others. Once during the wave storm, the captain of the ship accepted his coming death below the waves. He was unconscious. All of a sudden, he got a new ways of life, so we should always have hope against no hope. Though the voyagers were sinking, the ship deck smashed. They were full of water, yet by staying on wheel, doing timely repair and boosting up by the little children, they successfully overcome the horrible situation. Therefore, such vast experiences teach us to always be hopeful and with courage and patience do our best. With all our might, we shall overcome all the problems of life. We shall succeed. Do you think people undertake such adventurous expeditions in spite of the risks involved? Yes, dear student. A life full of adventures and has always attracting people to undertake dangerous expeditions. People have always crazy about new things. They prepare themselves for that in advance. They sharpen their skill by training. They even prepare themselves for approaching death. In short, they are not afraid to die. Men accept challenges and get thrill and sense of fulfillment out of their expeditions. That's it, students. These were some important questions from the lesson number 2. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. Now, notice some important and difficult word. Owning our seafaring skills. Pinpricks in the vast ocean. Ominous silence. A tossed head. And mayday calls. That's it, students. See you soon in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy.